Hi, let's talk about gun control. Sadly, it happened last week, a shooting in San Antonio, Texas, in a school. And a lot of people say we need gun control. We need to take away the AR 15s from people. We need to take away other guns. People kill each other. And I want to ask you, how many people die a year from artificial weapons, such as kitchen knives or other type of knives, baseball bats, hammers, other tools? The media doesn't talk about that. But if you go and look it up, you'll see more people die a year from being murdered from artificial weapon than getting murdered from mass shooting. So why, when it comes to mass shootings, people get all hysterical? The answer is because it's emotional. It looks scary. When it happened, artificial weapon happened once here, once there, and over here it happens all at one shot. So it looks scary. So it's pure emotional decision. It's not logic at all. Now, maybe we should ban cars. Do you know more people die from car accidents and more people are getting injured from car accidents a year in the United States than from all shootings combined? So why are we not talking about banning cars? Maybe we should ban baseball bats. Some people will take a baseball bat and intentionally go kill another person. Shouldn't we ban that? Or maybe we shouldn't ban baseball bats. We should make you need to have license to have a baseball bat, and it should only be allowed in the field, and it should have to be special lockers, and you should have to have a registration number, and every time you use it, you're gonna have to go through a whole process, and the whole 9 yards, and making another 50 government regulations on it. A lot of people will say cars are not meant to kill, guns are meant to kill, baseball bats are not meant to kill, guns are meant to kill. Yes, I agree. A gun is meant to kill. But at the same time, it saves a lot of lives and it saves a lot of people from being robbed and traumatized. Because if a person breaks into someone's house and tries to rob you or through a holdup, the people who don't have a gun get traumatized and they get robbed. The people who have a gun defend themselves. So the answer is people kill other people. Guns don't kill other people. It's people who kill other people. And it's very interesting that most killing in America happens in a few cities, and those cities all have gun control. All of them have gun control. I should give you a list. You have Detroit, Chicago, Baltimore, Washington D.C., Los Angeles, New York City, etc. All those cities, they all have gun control, and apparently most murders happen in America happens in those cities. There's also a lot of people who say there's studies, and meaning statistics in countries. When you go country by country, how many people are getting killed there per 100,000. It goes by percent of how many people they have. America is one on the top of the list. Now, it is true, but if you take and you break down the United States and you literally take out those few cities who are very murderous cities, you'll see the United States will be all the way in the bottom of the list. So it's a few cities where most murders are going on over there. Now, there's a lot of people will say, okay, you have a right to protect yourself, so you can have a gun to protect yourself, but why do you need a AR-15? Why do you need semi-automatic? But apparently, just to get on that, go look at all the places where they ban guns. They made a whole big deal out of a pistol. They call it an assault weapon. Since when is a pistol an assault weapon? It's a self-defense weapon. If you call a pistol, how do you call it, an assault weapon? So call a bat. Because if you take a bat and you hit someone and you kill them, that's an assault weapon. Even if you don't kill them, you just hit someone with a bat intentionally to hurt them, then it's an assault weapon. It becomes an assault weapon. So apparently, if you're gonna go and ban guns, it's not gonna stop over there. And the reason why we need AR-15 is not necessarily to protect ourselves against burglars, but to protect ourselves against the government. Then a lot of people say, well, the government could come with airplanes and you can think of a gun, you're going to protect yourself. No. If the government wants to kill someone, the person has very little chances. But we're not talking the government wants to kill someone. We're talking about if the government wants to come and dictate to you and tell you what to do and how to live your life, as they're trying to do right now. In places where people have guns, they don't have a chance to do that. In places where people don't have guns, they do have a chance to do it. And that's what's happening all over the world. So that's why we need guns, to protect ourselves against burglars, to protect ourselves against the government. When it's all said and done, this whole banning guns, this whole concept of gun control is pure media propaganda working with the government to twist everyone's mind that people should be willingly give up their guns so they could control you. So the nature is, if someone is being put in a state of fear, you can make them do whatever you want against their own people's will. I mean, the person will listen to the other person because they're in a state of fear. So once the media have put in people in a state of fear, once politicians have put in people in a state of fear, they can make you do whatever they want. Go look for a fact about propaganda. Look what happened April 15, 2022, a month and a half ago, a little less. A mass shooting happened in New York City and Brooklyn in the trains. And once they called the guy, it became silence. Why did it become silence? I looked into it. And the reason why it became silence is because so-called the person who shut up the train station was a minority. The agenda of this country is to make everyone feel that the majority is trying to dictate the minority. And now apparently over here it was just the opposite. A minority went and shut up a majority, and he did it because of racism. He said it, that was the reason why he did it. So what does that mean? Propaganda. Whenever there's a mass shooting and they could take advantage of it and twist people's minds and make people all emotional, they'll talk about it. But if it goes against their agenda or there's no agenda whatsoever, boom, it's silence. Because it's all propaganda. And go look at the factor. The same politicians who say you have to be politically correct, they're trying to force you who to accept, that you have to accept everyone and like force you to accept everyone, which is another subject to talk about that. And when it came to lockdown, those same politicians who say gun control were so busy about everybody has to stay home, and other politicians weren't so busy about it. So you can clearly see it's pure propaganda. You don't need to give up your gun. We need guns to save ourselves from burglary and from the government. I hope you all understand, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Remember to subscribe. Enjoy.